Hey, how you doing? Eric here. Today is April 4th, 2015. I want to talk about the dumbing down of society and how the powers that be are using every system available to them to dumb down the society, from education to media, to the movies, TV, music. It's all being used to make us stupid drones, basically. Like in the schools today, it's like Common Core, and it was bad when I was a kid going to school. You were taught to just go against your human nature, basically, to just sit there and not question authority. Don't talk to your neighbor. Don't think for yourself. This is the way it is, and basically, it's still like that today, only worse. And you're trained to basically regurgitate, memorize, and regurgitate. That's what school's all about. It's all about controlling your life from a young time. We're brainwashed to believe that it makes you smarter. It's like, you got to go to school to get smart. If you don't go to school, you're stupid. That's the basic platitude of society, right? If you don't go to school, you'll be a dumbass. But really the opposite is true. You go to school and you're just fucking dumbed down and taught to be a stupid fucking drone. And the people that are the best at it get ahead in this world. And it goes from there to starts off in school, and then as we grow up, and anyways, it all relates to the movie Idiocracy. That movie says it all. It was really, supposed to be 500 years in the future, but really, it's happening today, man. It was really about today. They were telling us what their plans were for our society, to make us stupid. And it's cool to be stupid, and anybody who doesn't talk like an idiot is ridiculed. And then there's the technology today. It's kids are walking around with their fucking head in a cell phone and get hit by a train. It's just, people are everywhere you go. You just see people walking around on their cell phone, in tune with, it's like being assimilated into the Borg collective, like on Star Trek. And the term smartphone, it should really be called "make you a fucking idiot" phone. Because it just tunes you out of reality into this false fucking, and people are brainwashed to believe that it makes them smarter, when really it's just making them dumber. All technology, man. I'm just as guilty as anyone else, man. I believed in it. I thought it was the greatest thing ever, but now I'm coming to learn how they're using it to make us into fucking idiots that'll just do what we're told. Kids nowadays, they've never lived in a world without a cell phone. It's become part of their being. It's become ingrained into them, to where they don't. I believe that having a cell phone around their whole life, it's fundamentally changed their whole brain. So from what my generation grew up with, to where they become a whole different kind of human that's being controlled with this technology. It's like my grandmother's generation. The only technology they really had was the radio. You know, and that changed them. And then my mother's generation, you know, they were the first ones to be introduced to the television, you know, and that fundamentally changed their minds. And then my generation came up with, born with the television, raised with the television, and that totally changed our way of thinking and the way our brains work. And now this generation with all this technology are being changed even more. And you know, they want us to believe that they're smarter, but it's really making them dumber. It just, you know, it aggravates me, man, when I walk around and I try to you know, interact with these people, you know, and we'll talk for a while, and then all of a sudden they'll pull out their phone and they'll start, you know, getting totally preoccupied with their phone, and then totally zone out and you know, tune out the other people around them, and it fucking aggravates the shit out of me, man. You know, and I just look at them like, you know, I used to say, hey, you know, I'm here, talk to me, or you know, but now I just kind of ignore them back, you know, like fuck it. There's no reason to even try to talk to this person right now, because you know, they're totally entranced with their little device there. So I'll just leave them alone, and I'll just, you know, if I can, I'll just walk away and go find something else to do. But it's kind of sad, really, you know, that people are that these things, you know, preoccupy them to a point where it makes their human interaction suffer, you know. I don't think God put us on this planet, or we weren't born on this planet to interact with a fucking machine. You know, I don't really watch television anymore, but every once in a while I'll watch a little television, and man, it just gets dumber and dumber and dumber every time I look at it. You know, the programs, the commercials, you know, the news. It's like they're talking to children. You know, they treat adults as if we're just stupid fucking children. You know, the commercials are just totally fucking retarded. It's like even children would look at it and say, this is stupid. And it's aimed at adults. You know, even my dad, old geezer, man, he even can't stand, he even notices it. How these fucking commercials are so fucking childish, he says. You know, he sees right through it. It's like they're purposely dumbing down the society. You know, so it starts off with schooling, and the kids are forced into it against their own human nature to go and sit in a fucking room all day long, listening to some old bag preach to them. You know, and mostly now it's a lot of technology in the classroom, and the teacher's there just like a warden, basically, to, you know, make sure the kids don't think for themselves or act like a normal kid. Anybody caught acting like a normal kid will be disciplined, and things will be made unpleasant for them. And if you don't show up to school every single day, boy, they're going to make things tough on your whole fucking family. So, yeah, I hate school, man. I don't care what they say, man. School is fucking evil, man. You know, most of the things I use in my life, I learned in the real world. You know, this schooling, I never, you know, I dropped out, at the age of 16, and I was able to move my way around it and get out of it. It wasn't easy to drop out of school at 16, but I did it. And you know what? To me, it was one of the best things I ever did in my life. I mean, it was tough. I had to fight the system. I had to fight the police. I had to fight my parents, my grandparents, everybody. And just become basically an outcast. And every day I would leave the house and go run and hide. Find a place You know, when I grew up in LA, there was other kids like me, and we'd all get together every day and go find a place to hide out, smoke weed, and not go to school. I didn't really understand what was going on back in them days, why I hated it so much and why I didn't want to go. But I think it was my real spirit just knew it was wrong. You know, no matter how much we're taught to believe that if you don't go to school, you're a bad person, you know, and you got to grow up and get a job, and go to work every day and not question it, because that's what it means to be a good American. Fucking bullshit, man. The way we live in this country is fucking wrong, man. We came over here, the Europeans came over here and destroyed a right society. The natives who knew how to live, man, they didn't live like we do. They would look at the way we live as fucking barbaric and insane. Totally fucking insane. You know, we destroyed their whole way of life. Killed off their food sources so that the fucking assholes could control everything like they do today. You know, it's not a way to live, man. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking kleptocracy, man. The powerful own everything, and we gotta buy it from them. They steal everything and sell it back to us. In the land of plenty, you know. They made it impossible to live as a hunter-gatherer, and then blame us for not wanting to conform to their fucking system. Yeah, I know, it fucking angers me, man, that we're forced to live this way. You know, I wish I could live that way without having to have a job. And but people would say, oh, you're just a lazy bum, you don't want to work. You know, that's what we're brainwashed to say. But, you know, to work in some fucking shitty job that's all fucking structured, and you got to do this, and you got to show up at this time, you got to work these many hours. You know, it goes against all fucking natural law. You know, but there's nothing natural about our fucking society. It's all based on going against nature, fucking fighting against nature, and, you know, in the end, we're gonna lose that fight, man, and I'm glad. I'm sick of it, man. Oh yeah, and one more thing that pisses me off is this whole marijuana makes you stupid fucking myth. You know, that one really makes me mad. That, you know, most of the smartest fucking people I know, most successful, they smoke weed every day, man. You know, the real reason why they put that out there is because the powers that be hate marijuana for many, many reasons. You know, it makes people think. Sit down, smoke a little weed and get a little high, and then you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why the fuck do I let all this shit happen? Because it makes you question things. Drugs like that, or substances like that, you know, like, that's why they hate LSD and mushrooms also. They wake people up. That's one reason why they hate it. And another reason why, because they can't control it. You know, it's got to be illegal because we can grow it ourselves. It's fucking bullshit, man. They want us to use drugs like alcohol and cigarettes, fucking all their prescription drugs that you can get real easily by going to a doctor. But the evil marijuana kills your brain and makes you dumb, and it's not true. There's actually a lot of people that believe that it's the opposite. It's actually good for your brain. You know, I'm forced not to use it now because I got in trouble, even though it's legal here in Colorado. Just another little thing that fucking irritates me about it. This dumbed down fucking world we live in. All lies. We live in an opposite fucking world. Everything's the opposite of what they tell us.
Hey, Scruffy, what's up? Did you sound, baby dog?